The city of Dublin is right in the middle of the state of Ohio. Columbus, Ohio is the capital, and we're a suburb of Columbus. It's about 24 square miles and has a population of about 40,000 people. The daytime population actually doubles because we have a great mix of commercial businesses that employ a lot of people.
The Dublin Division of Police is an agency that's focused on law enforcement, crime prevention, and customer service. Our police department operates on an accountability-based philosophy, and it's really an integration of CompStat, community policing, and intelligence-led policing. And basically, we're a goals-driven agency. The way accountability policing is implemented in our department is based on our accountability meetings that we hold each month with our command staff and our supervisors. We look at timely intelligence, we look at the crime statistics and data, we look at how our resources are deployed, and then we look at the results and how our results are matching with our goals, and we adjust accordingly.
We have discussions, and everything's on the table as far as ideas and strategies that are working, maybe things that aren't working, new emerging technologies that might be out there, resources they may need. It keeps us constantly focused on what's going on right now and how can we best mitigate any crime trends or any crash trends or any changes in the type of crimes that we're experiencing in Dublin.
The short-term results of our use of accountability-based policing and these accountability meetings specifically have been a drastic decrease in criminal activity. We have approximately 30% decrease in thefts, approximately 40% decrease in burglaries, and approximately 12 or 13% decrease in crashes from last year's data.
CompStat was developed primarily for larger agencies. Accountability-based policing focuses more on the small agency. Rather than a specific geographic area that a commander is responsible for, we focus more on time periods. It's not practical for us to have someone assigned to each beat and be responsible for all crime in those areas. Rather, it's more practical to be responsible for the time that occurs when they're on duty.
They essentially hold each shift accountable for the things that occur in their shift, which makes sense. In our case, we will have more crashes than a third shift patrol unit will have, just because the volume of cars. We will take that information that they provide to us and conduct traffic enforcement accordingly. We're not just out there showing the flag, so to speak, driving in lots aimlessly. We have information that we can take from the statistics that show where the crimes are occurring, where the crashes are occurring, what time of day, and direct our patrols to tackle those issues.
At the beginning of 2012, we did have to shift focus. Primarily, we focus on property crimes here, but we had a series of armed robberies, a homicide, and we had to shift our focus.
We had a number of robberies at businesses, specifically around closing times. And there were strong-arm robberies where either a gun was shown or some violence was exhibited. In response, our department pulled officers from all different shifts. The robbery burglary detail that we established then transitioned into working specifically with the Detective Bureau and other agencies working on the homicide investigation directly.
The new accountability approach helped with solving these recent robberies and the homicide with having a collection of information that came together. We had the Detective Bureau, we had first shift, second shift, third shift that compiled this data. We also have a crime analyst component who compiled data from a target hardening approach where second shift officers were actively in these shopping centers looking for suspicious people, looking for suspicious activity, running license plates. We also went with other agencies to see if these were consistently in areas that got hit with these robberies and homicide. We worked very closely with Powell Police, Hilliard Police, Columbus Police, and they were very integral in helping us catch the 3 murderers.
We were successful working with other agencies and focusing primarily on those violent crimes and solving those crimes within a month. In my almost 30 years of law enforcement, it was the best example I've ever seen of cooperation between agencies.
The focus of accountability-based policing is taking people to task with what they're doing. We have clearly defined goals at this agency, and we need people to step up in furtherance of those goals, in furtherance of crime reduction, and to hold people accountable for their actions or lack thereof really makes for a quality agency so that everyone is pitching in towards the overall division goals. Everyone's helping out their fellow officers.